Let's jump to this story from Forbes. Tim Walz approves National Guard support for Minnesota police as protests flare up. Tim Walz authorized the state National Guard to be prepared to support local law enforcement in Minnesota on Thursday, responding to protests that erupted after an immigration and customs enforcement agent shot and killed a woman in Minneapolis Wednesday. Walz's office said in a statement, the Minnesota National Guard will be staged and ready to support local and state law enforcement in protecting critical infrastructure and maintaining public safety, adding his office has every reason to believe that peace will hold. It's funny because he's basically deploying the National Guard against the protesters he's pretending to support. But the rumor is he activated the National Guard to try and preempt Trump from doing so. Now, Trump still can, but the game he's trying to play is, no, we've got a plan already for them. And if Trump comes in, he'll try and claim that Trump is trying to make them unsafe. Now, here's where it gets funny. Over at Kalshi, Tim Walz out as governor. You've got three choices before February. Wow, 3%. Before July, 21%. Before 2027, 32%. The reason why this matters, his term ends January of 2027, and there are people wagering $1.3 million he is going to be removed from office one way or another before that happens. So I do find all of this interesting, considering he dropped out of the race after the Somali fraud scandal was exposed. Now with the shooting, now with the National Guard, I don't believe this guy lasts. I think he's going to get nuked. Before we kick off everything, I want to say shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring the segment. Thanks for sponsoring us. But what do you guys think? You think Walz makes it?
Well, it's tough for him to stay in office or make the case to the people of Minnesota that he should stay in office when he's already conceded that he is not viable as a governor going forward. So at that point, it's just obvious. The question is, then why are you still in office? And again, if the reason why he's dropping out is that the fraud scandal is so detrimental to him that the internal polling has come in and it's like showing him completely underwater, then at a certain point they might have to make the same calculation that the Biden-Kamala administration had to make, which is maybe if we replace you, then I can build up the profile of a potential challenger. It's, again, you can't just say, hey, I am not fit to be governor in 2027 and still claim to be fit for governor in 2026.
Well, he's also been referred to for a criminal prosecution to the DOJ by Anna Paulina Luna.
Yeah. They were saying Amy Klobuchar could potentially take his place as governor, and then she could appoint him to Senate. Is that true? Is that the way it works in Minnesota?
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's in jail, no, but
yeah.
I mean, in theory, yeah.
My idea is that they're going to find somebody who's more corrupt or just as corrupt as him, but just only slightly less retarded, so that they don't screw up and get revealed like he does.
I think Klobuchar still has presidential ambitions, or potentially maybe even vice president ambitions. So I can't imagine her leaving her Senate seat. But there seems to be some fairly high-profile people that are speculating that potentially she could jump into the race.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not really all that. I don't have a strong feeling either way about what will happen should he leave, other than I want to see him face charges. Yeah. I think that he's totally involved in the corruption. I think that he's been doing everything he can to cover for the people that are stealing money from the taxpayer, and I want to see him arrested. I want to see a trial, and if it turns out that he is, then I want to see him in jail.
He has a good insurance policy because his lieutenant governor, Peggy Flanagan's even crazier. I mean, if you want to play like some sort of fun drinking game.
Let's talk about him going to jail, though.
I agree. And if you want to play some sort of fun drinking game, go to Peggy Flanagan's Wikipedia and look at what her like native name is. It's literally like 80 consonants back to back. I mean, this lady is like, you look at her and she quite literally screams HR department. And so Tim Walz has a heck of an insurance policy in which that his lieutenant governor is even crazier than he is.
Yeah, but these are federal charges. So, I mean, yes, maybe Minnesota has an insurance policy to get someone in that would be friendly to Democrats. But if he gets brought up on federal charges of
no, totally agree. I'm just saying, like, you get the scalp, it's still like you're not really solving the issue in Minnesota.
Well, I mean, look, if you put a couple people in jail, I do think that that'll have an effect. Honestly, I
agree.
I'm just saying, people right now, like Tim was saying earlier, like these people believe they're above the law.
Yeah.
And the more we can actually arrest people, have trials, have legitimate proof that they've broken the law, and then they go to jail for it, that's the only way to stop it.
Yeah, this is also one of those things that moves the revolution forward, because what did he do? He ran for vice president of the United States. Now he's broken the law, and the federal people are going to come after him, And so they're going to... The left could frame it like, look at them coming after their political opponents, because nobody remembers that they went after Trump at this point now. Now this has completely been reframed, but that's just another way to move the revolution forward. I'd also like to add that Amy Klobuchar looks exactly like Madame Medusa from The Rescuers, and I can't ever unsee it. I'm gonna pull it up. Yeah.
She's also very, very violent and aggressive.
Yeah.
She like throws combs and or no,
Yeah.
she eats salad with
Eats
a comb.
salad with a
Oh
comb.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
she's perfect. She's
weird.
really
Right.
perfect for live action.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, my hope is that there's, because people keep saying all the time, I want to see arrests. I want to see people
Right.
in jail. And I agree. I do want to, because I believe that there's a ton of corruption. I hope that the investigations happen in California, because I think that they're doing the same kind of thing in California. It looks like they're doing the same kind of thing in Maine. It's happening. I think there was some stuff going on in Ohio. So I want to see all these people
Yeah.
arrested, brought up on charges, and I want to see them put in jail.
Well, my initial point wasn't because I totally agree. I think my initial point is we shouldn't be making arrests in pursuit of better governance, because it's just going to result. The reason you pursue arrests is quite literally justice and sending a message.
Yes, 100%.
That's what it is. It's like there's some people that are like, we got to
I
arrest
mean-
Ilhan Omar. How could someone like her get in? It's like they're just going to vote for another Somali. It's
Yeah,
not that complicated.
The point. Yeah, I agree with you totally. But you look at people saying, "Oh, you got to arrest Trump. You got to arrest Trump." And it's like, fine, JD Vance to be the vice president,
Yeah.
be the president. So what? It's like, I mean, I don't want to see Trump. I don't particularly want to see Trump arrested. But if he actually did something that was illegal and it was, you had proof, I'd be fine with Donald Trump going to jail. It would be JD Vance. No problem. I like JD Vance. Cool. Because the point is, I want to see good governance. I want to see, the people that have actually committed crimes, the people that are fleecing the system, the people that are stealing from the taxpayer. I want to see those people face charges, because I want to see less of that in the future. And I do think that deportations tie into that, because I do think that like I was saying earlier, the Somali community in Maine was saying, look, you brought us here, so basically, we voted for you, so you have to cover us when we break the law. He came out and said it, right?
Yeah.
He was like, look, you have to cover for us, and if you don't cover for us, we're not going to vote for you. Well, it's like that seems like, not that I'm particularly versed on what Somali culture is like, but that seems like the way that it works in Somalia, right? Like everybody's in on the take, everybody takes a bribe if they can. You hear about that kind of stuff all over the third world, where it's normal, and if you bring that here and they expect that kind of behavior from Democrats, and Democrats are complying, those people need to go to jail, and the people that are saying, well, you should do this, they need to be deported, because we don't do that here. Like, America's not a third world country, and I'm not okay with it becoming a third world country. So if there are people that are going to try to make it a third world country, send them back.
Yep, so true.
Yeah. Tim Walz is really trying to deflect from the Somali daycare scam and really come up as this leader and this grandfather, father type figure when it comes to this woman that just died, so he gets up and he makes the speech and he's like, we'll bring in the National Guard, and he's like, and there are National Guard. Trump can do the funniest thing because he has significant unilateral power when it comes to the Insurrection Act of 1807. He has the power to determine that conditions amounting to rebellion exists and then deploy federal troops and federalize that National Guard.
Yeah, look, I want to see as much as many things as the administration can do legally. I want to see them do them. I want to see them do it. I want to see as much pressure put on these people as they possibly can. If it takes nationalizing the National Guard in Minnesota, do it. Like, I don't care, just so long as it's legal, like, by the Constitution, do it. Exercise as much power as you possibly can, because we've said this a bunch. When the Democrats get in, they're going to exercise a lot of power, and at some point, there's going to be some Democrat that's going to win again. Hopefully it won't be the crazy leftist type. Hopefully, I mean, in a perfect world, there would be enough arrests where this kind of stuff would change, and we'd get actually normal Democrats. And so we would have, maybe you're arguing about the marginal tax rate again, and that would be nice. But if you don't put these people in jail, you're only going to get more radicals in the Democrat Party.
Yeah, well, and you're just going to continue to get people, like, people are so frustrated with everyone sort of playing it fast and loose with the Constitution or making it fit into whatever they're trying to get done. The reason for that is because we're kind of post-Constitution in a lot of ways. Like, the culture that actually made up the country that sort of ratified the Constitution is gone. So the only way we're actually going to restore anything and sort of make the Constitution sort of an active, living, relevant document is you need to recreate those conditions that led to people buying into the Constitution in the first place. Where right now, again, like I said, we're post-Constitution, so it's like most people see the Constitution as an impediment to what they're trying to do. When the Constitution was ratified, people were just like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I was kind of surprised when we needed to write that down.
Yeah, and look, I agree with you totally. Like, that's exactly how the left looks at the Constitution. It's an impediment because they think that they should just be able to go ahead and do whatever they want, exercise power. But like you were saying, like, the only thing that's going to actually make the Constitution more relevant today is likely a lot more deportations. You know,
Yeah, you have
that's
to
what I wanna see.
restore a
think-
populace that reflects that.
I think yes, but there's so much more to the bigger picture considering there's many affluent white female liberals. We've seen this for 10 years now. The liberals have an out-group preference. This is not something that's solved just by saying we're going to arrest criminals. This country is split between a psychotic death cult and everyone else. How do you solve for that? There's no off-ramp.
Well, deportations are a start.
Deportations target many people who aren't actively fomenting and engaging in these things. It does help in terms of voting for sure, but you'll still have leftist, white, college-educated Antifa types who are going to shoot you in the face.
Yeah. I mean, and look, you're going to have. There's definitely going to be significant civil unrest in the future.
I have no idea why I can't pause this video.
There's going to be civil unrest from this kind of stuff, sure. But if we get the government that we should have, I think that it'll take a lot of arrests and a lot of putting people in jail, but you could actually stamp that kind of stuff out.
And founding fathers.
I disagree. I think it'll take a lot more than that. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.